we had an incorrect audio setting set up there in OBS. Anyway, welcome to the second televised quarterfinal game of the MLS Shovelers Cup playoffs for Season 4 live on MBS. We're starting an hour late due to some scheduling issues, and this is supposed to be our third quarterfinal game that we were broadcasting. We were supposed to broadcast a game earlier today before the GSM. However, one of the teams didn't show up to that. That's the Salina versus Aquamarine Bay game, and that is going to be live tomorrow instead, along with the Parapotamia versus Winterside game. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, Cactus River won the pre-quarterfinal game against Rockham to advance to the quarterfinal against Titsan-Saki. Titsan-Saki automatically qualified for the quarterfinal by virtue of being in the top 6. So let's head to the game right now and see who's going to head to the semifinals and continue in the playoffs.
All right, thank you, Kitty. As Kitty said, you are looking live at Cactus River, where the Spleef teams representing Titsan-Saki and Cactus River are getting ready to square off in a fight for their playoff lives here today. I'm Valkorian314, and here joining me today is Elite Neon. Elite, what do you have to say about the contestants today?
Well, Frog, of course, is the top seed of the MLS. I do believe that the number one seed in Talon. I don't have his stats right now, but he is in the playoffs, and he is meritorious. He does deserve this playoff seed, in my opinion. And this is going to be a very interesting game. Now, a note for the viewers: I'm going to have to keep my voice down, as there are people sleeping in the next room. But hopefully, I still get to yell, "Down goes Frazier," and I think that's about it. And of course, mention the trenches. Now, I do believe that we should hand it off to the Honorable Commissioner Skelly Zomperman for the start, the Shadow Point start, as always.
May I? Are the players ready for the first round?
Yeah.
Frog, you can just jump up and... Alright.
Yes, Cameron.
3,
Skelly, kick it off.
2, 1, go.
The Shadow Point start, as always, and these two behemoths of teams are off here in Cactus River.
Looks like Frog's getting the better of the proportion of the field so far. Talon's kind of backing himself into a corner there.
And we're getting a lag
I'm getting
spike.
save lag, I think.
We're getting
Although-
a lag spike because Lego just had something stacked 20.
Damn it, Lego.
And, well, somehow
Forgot
nobody...
the minus A.
Somehow nobody fell through with that. But now it looks like... Looks like the opposing sides are currently frozen in a World Edit battle rather than a Spleef battle. They have effectively dug themselves into their trenches for this round, though.
The only advice that this reporter can give our MLS players: when the save starts, run and pray. That's all I can say. Now, of course, the trench is very much dug here, and it doesn't really look like a shape. I do sort of see a pterodactyl or a dinosaur. But, of course, the trench has been entrenched in the minds of MLS viewers since the Salina City State of Shadow Point series some months ago. That was the first televised series of Season 4. Very close call for Frog there just a moment ago.
Yeah, if I had to pick what that trench system looks like, I'd pick something like... have you ever seen those bird things they had the dinosaur era called Archaeopteryx? I don't know why, but it reminds me very loosely of that. It's a very obscure reference, and I don't expect anybody to get that, but I'm saying it nonetheless.
I think it looks I think it looks like the Continental Drift.
It now looks to me like a Kessler Dragon.
Okay, yeah, I can see that from a certain point of view. And Talon's making an offensive move, quickly countered but by Frog. Talon's backing himself up into a corner again. A smart disengage there by Talon, trying to get himself out of that tight spot.
And it seems that the players are switching sides. Ooh, offensive move by both sides. They're charging at each other. Very close call, and it's going to be Sky Jumper who goes down. The score here in Cactus River is 0-1 in favor of Titsansaki. Cactus River going down, and this game goes on to start with a Titsansaki lead. Will Cactus River be blanked, or will they go down with a huge fight? The MLS on MBS.
I was expecting you to let loose a down goes Frazier there, or do you only say that at the end?
I do believe I say Auburn's going to win the football game for the end, and the down goes Frazier just works itself into the conversation.
Fair enough.
All right, let's start the second round. 3, 2, 1, go.
Off again, the shadow point start, which was pioneered by myself, and I do believe it started with
close
the
call for Frog there, almost walked
very
into
close
his
call
own goal.
there.
Yep, Frog almost ate rubber and bit dust.
Sounds tasty.
There you have it, folks. Frog likes the taste of tires in the morning. Well, what I don't like.
More of a napalm man myself.
I think there's something to be said for a nice cold glass of milk, but then again, I could chase anything with a glass of milk. But it appears the two opposing sides were at least
And
starting.
Down goes Frazier. The score is 1-1 here in Cactus River.
Looked like we were going to get a war of attrition there for a second, but it turned into much more of a blitzkrieg at the end.
And now the third round. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
And they're off. Scores tied 1-1. This is still anybody's game, folks. And down goes Talon. Really quick split there for Frog, what he needs to get the momentum swinging back in his favor in this game. Just like that, it's 2-1 Tensaki.
I get the feeling this is going to be a quick game.
The fourth round. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Off again here in Cactus River. And you know what Jim Harbaugh does? He has his faith in the milk.
You didn't even get finished the Jim Harbaugh reference because Talon is already swimming. 3-1 to
I don't think
Tensaki.
this is going to be a long game, because no matter which one scores, it's always very fast.
Are you ready for the fifth round?
This is game point for Tensaki. If Frog manages to spleef Talon like he has so quickly in the past few
let's
rounds.
Let's start because the save is going to be in about half a minute.
Okay,
3,
then let's get this party started.
2, 1, go.
The save, of course, has been a dreaded occurrence among the MRT and servers across the Minecraft world. At this point, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Minecraft 1.15. Definitely not fixed in 1.16. Thank you, Mojang. Oh, I'm sorry, Mojang Studios.
Microsoft. Blame Bill Gates. So what we've learned here is blame Bill Gates for everything. Okay. So it looks like the two sides have become entrenched. Looks like they're settling into a very Western Front style battle of attrition here, except for the fact that during the save, Talon made the move to cross, and they switched sides, and we're back to a war of attrition again. It looks like Frog's. It looks like Frog is settling into his corner. Talon is not too eager to play offensively at the moment, and frankly, I don't see much of a reason for him to do so. I think sometimes, defense can win championships, and sometimes the best offense is a good defense. And Talon really needs to pull off some miracles here if he's going to
Talon, it looks like we're going to get
secure
a
the
field
victory.
reset because Frog is islanding himself.
Is that a legal island? Let's have
this
get
is
an
not
official word.
legal. It is officially islanding.
I do believe with that defense wins championships reference, you become a father Valkorian who says, close the doors. What are we trying to air condition the whole neighborhood?
We are going to the sixth round.
Playing defensively does make the game insufferable for anyone who's not playing, though.
That is also fair.
That's why that's why any final match with PMW City is, oh my god.
Looks like we're getting to the sixth round and they're ready. So 3, 2, 1, go.
That shadow point start is, of course, using the Smith & Wesson 442 revolver.
Ooh,
Ooh,
close
Frog
call.
almost bit it there.
Close call for. We've got
Ooh,
some
that's
close
some
calls
witchcraft
for
right
both
there.
of them.
Frog is being very aggressive right now. He's almost fallen into some of Talon's traps 2 or 3 times there.
Both of them dancing
Those
on the edge
fingers
of death
in my hand.
some circumstances.
Now
Reminder
things seem
to,
to have
The
slowed
game is
down a bit.
becoming
Talon's
pretty-
settling into his corner.
It looks like the game is becoming pretty defensive, but they are getting pretty close to spleefing each other. Oh, Frog makes the crossover.
Offensive move.
He is attempting an
Very close.
offensive move. Talon
He almost blocked in
manages
Talon
to-
on that island.
Talon manages to switch over. It looks like they are back on opposite sides of the trench, but that was an offensive move by Frog, who Talon managed to escape from that. And it looks like
I would argue that
Talon-
ended pretty well for Talon. He ended up on the bigger end of the snow, pristine over there, and while Frog has a whole bunch of holes over there, he's got to dodge if he wants to do anything of note.
As I've been saying, Skyjumper has the ice sheet to play with. Looks like both teams are drawing at each other.
Yep, this is still legal. He just cut off his
Legal.
avenue of attack.
Frog moves over, and the trench is being dug. I'm very happy
Oh,
with
he
that
almost
right
bit it
Frog
there
almost
too.
made the jump, and then at the last minute decided that's probably a bad idea, and he was right to make that calculation. As
Mhm.
he goes
Indeed,
over
it
to
was
the
a bad
other
idea.
side of that field. Heading over to briefly heading over to the furthest point away from Talon, accessible distance-wise.
Yeah, Talon's being very smart here. He's limiting the avenues of attack for Frog. Frog cannot go from his little island over in that corner where he is now
Well,
directly
or
to
he could
Talon.
just do
Talon
what
is
he's
going to
doing
see him
right-
coming,
Or he could just do what he's doing right now, which he did in the last round, and just island
which I
himself
believe
and-
is illegal.
No, that's legal. You get a field reset.
And so we're going to be
They
off
changed
again.
it, didn't they?
If you cut off the other person's avenue of attack that much, they'll just island themselves and reset the field.
Alright, are we ready for the 7th round? Match point TSK Saki once again. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
I do believe that was the first round where nobody scored.
No, that was the second one, because
Yeah.
we just came from a round reset previously. It looks like
Oh,
the
yeah.
central trench is developing once again.
The trench sort of
And
resembles a
Frog
shot.
makes the
Crossing
offensive
over,
move, almost
dancing
fell.
on the edge of death right there, but avoiding Talon's trench. Oh, Talon makes the crossover, and he crosses back over.
The trench looks kind of phallic, if you ask me, but that's what she said.
It kind of looks like a person holding a dead rose.
I was more thinking of a Blastech DL-44 blaster from Star Wars.
Well, no, it looks like a person holding a couple of dead roses.
And Frog is throwing steak at his opponent.
Major tactical error on the behalf of Frog. Lego, if you could please TP to somebody else.
I don't know anybody else there.
Oshawott. The trench momentarily looked like a shotgun with no stock. Then it looked like an AK-47. Then it looked like a Blastech DL-44. Then it looked like a man holding roses.
Lots of guns.
I just checked OBS and I haven't dropped a single frame, so...
Oh, why
Whoa.
did you have to say that? You're gonna jump now. Frog, meanwhile, is making offensive moves.
For
Offensive
some
move.
reason,
The trench is
during
being
the
dug.
GSM, my upload speed just tanked. I had to cancel the end of the broadcast because my download speed just, went down to 0.
The one time
Honestly,
that
like,
I'm not
the
on
way it
here
was
for a
be-
staff
The way it was
meeting.
behaving, it almost seemed like Spectrum was throttling my upload speed. Because my download...
Oh, Frog
Very
almost
close.
ate it there.
Oh!
Oh, Talon
Talon on
nearly
the edge of
spleefs
death.
himself.
Close
He's
move.
very, very close to falling there several
Oh.
times.
That is some Frank Sinatra singing witchcraft right there. Those fingers in my hand.
They're both having some close
Talon is
calls.
backing himself into a
And it looks
corner.
like Talon is making himself an island, and that'll be another field.
That is indeed a field reset.
That makes it the third round.
The third consecutive.
Third
I
consecutive
believe
round.
this would be the 8th round of the game.
I think so.
Yeah.
I've lost track.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
I believe everybody in
again,
attendance
Hicks.
and our viewers at home would greatly appreciate somebody scoring this round. And it
Very
almost looked
close,
like
very
Talon was
risky on
going to
behalf of
deliver
Frog.
on that for us as Frog nearly falls through a hole.
Frog's entire gameplay strategy this season seems to be almost but not quite falling into holes, and it seems to have worked out for him given that he's the top team in the regular season.
Oh, he almost ate it
Very
again
close.
there.
He
This
did
is
do
a-
it again.
I would
Is it
call this
still 1 to 3?
Yes.
It's still 1-3.
It is still
Not
sure, of
1-3
course, is the
in
chairman of
favor
MBN.
Titsonsaki.
Very close call.
Ooh,
Very
damn,
close
on the
call.
edge of death right there. It's almost as if Frog has some sort of
Frog
keen-
crosses over.
It's almost as if Frog has some sort of keen knowledge of exactly how close he can get to Talon without going an inch closer.
That's called spatial awareness and depth perception. Takes a lot of training to get good at that. I should know because I suck at it. Meanwhile, Talon has backed self onto a little island over along the wall. Frog is trying to plan out his attack, but Talon isn't staying still long enough for him to get a chance.
It looks like we have a sort of a pie symbol in the middle of the field just floating there.
Field in general is looking more like Swiss cheese than anything else to me. Then
Or
again, I'm a
Nordic
history
metropolitan
major.
area. I must say that the home field disadvantage that has manifested itself throughout the Shovelers Cup is manifesting itself again. It seems that Skyjumper Talon is very much behind at his own field.
We'll have to analyze that once the game in Titsonsaki, and it looks like we're having another island. Yeah, if we're gonna have to analyze that assumption again with the game in Titsonsaki, because if Frog also wins that, then it's not so much a home field disadvantage as it is a home team disadvantage.
Or maybe a whoever just so happens to be playing Frog disadvantage. We don't know yet.
Or just
Are you ready?
I think that's most likely, yeah, I'm ready.
It's not so much a home.
I heard
field
I was playing
disadvantage,
Frog,
it's
I'm like,
just a
crap.
disadvantage.
3, 2, 1, go.
And one more time, I'd like to remind the players that we are trying to score.
Oh!
And
Oh, it
Talon
looked like
quite
scoring what?
From
nearly
a bird's
did.
eye view, it looked like Frog was directly over the hole, and
Ooh, ooh.
Oh!
Oh, and
Oh,
Talon
my
goes
God.
down.
How does that happen?
Down goes Frazier.
How
Auburn's
does
gonna win
that
the football
happen?
game.
Okay, that was probably the most impressive game-winning move I've seen in MLS ever.
This man
If
walked
I-
over
Okay,
air
if I were to
and
ever
then
go
won.
If I ever made a okay,
I'm
I'm glad I'm streaming this. If I ever made a recap roll of MLS moments, this would be on it.
Dude,
I'm
this
just
man
gonna go to
walked
AFK
over
to
air
watch
and
that
then
moment
won.
on the stream.
Anyway, for our viewers on MBS, Titsonsaki has won the first of its game in the series against Cactus River for the quarterfinal. If Titsonsaki wins the next game coming up, it's their home game in Titsonsaki, then Titsonsaki will move on to the semifinals, leaving Cactus River behind. If Cactus River wins the next game, then there's going to be a third game, which will also be in Titsonsaki. We'll be back with that right after these messages. You're watching Major League Spleef, the Shovelers Cup playoffs on MBS. and welcome back to the Shovelers Cup quarterfinals of Major League Spleef Live on MBS. It's time for Titsansaki's home game in an arena that I do not remember as being Titsansaki's home arena.
That's because Frog just built a new one. I don't know what this is called. Frog, do you have any idea what this is called? Of course, I would hope you do, but what's it called? Okay, this is the
Squarish arena.
square.
You heard it here first.
It would appear the old arena does still exist under Titsansaki, but it is just disused for now.
It's
Frog
basically
says
like
that
the two
old
arenas
is
in
for the regular
Prismarine.
season.
It's
So this
basically
one
like
is
the
just
second
for
arena
the...
Pretzel built in Prismarine. Because he used Prismarine Park, then he built like a bigger one with like a fireball dispenser or something.
Well, this is the exact opposite. Prismarine Park is a very simple structure, and whereas the cavern in Titsansaki was a very expansive structure underground, and so the roles are really reversed here.
Well, building aesthetically, I'm not
Okay.
saying it's the same, but I'm just saying it's like second Spleef Arena in the same city.
Alright, are we ready to
Let's
begin?
get going for the first round
Alright, yeah, I'm
because we're about a minute away from the save. Are you ready?
Yep.
Frog, 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off again in this new arena in some form of Titsansaki. I'm joined with Valkorian 314, the Honorable Commissioner of the Major League Spleef Association, the Major League Spleef.
I don't think
It's just Major League. There is no V in Major League Spleef. It is just Major League Spleef.
Of the MLS,
Meanwhile-
yes, and of course the
see
other
there-
commissioner,
I see
Honorable
there is
Skelly
a
Zopperman
poor- I
of
see
the
there is a
referee.
poor pig trapped down there in the corner below the field.
I will take care of that with my Smith & Wesson.
Nope, leave him there. He's the mascot. Meanwhile, despite the small size of this arena, the two opposing teams have dug themselves into a trench warfare situation. Frog is backing himself into one corner, and it looks like more like they're doing a rinse and repeat cycle.
They're doing some loop-de-loops around the field. And it looks like we
And
have
the
a save.
save is done.
And, yep. Well, we have the save. It looks like, Frog's making a charge against Talon, but
Very close
he decommitted from it, and I think he's paying for it at the moment. He's kind of trapped on that little peninsula there, and he goes for it. He goes for it, and he pays off. Talon goes down 1-0 Titsansaki on their home field.
Titsansaki wins this game. Titsansaki moves on to the semifinals. I should have the bracket up on my laptop.
They would be playing the winner of the Aquamarine Bay and Salina series that will take place tomorrow.
That game will be taking place tomorrow live on MBS, so stay tuned with us for that.
Alright, are you ready for the second round?
I was just spawned in here. Okay, I'm gonna go to general.
Still drop the
3,
See you, Kyle.
2, 1, go.
And they're off again.
Kyle FRB, of course, has a new position at Clipper Airlines.
Frog
Wow, that was
continues to
close for
dance
Frog.
on the edge of death. Strategy that seems to work for him.
Yeah, just that balls to the wall, charge straight in and hope for the best. Somehow that works, and I don't think Frog's complaining. Not sure if that's an intended strategy or just dumb luck, but I think it's working out really well for Frog here, especially on his home turf.
That strategy almost never works out for myself. I am a split player, especially in this season. Never worked for me. Oh, and that's me on the field. Excuse me.
My strategy.
Talon is
there-
chasing him around in circles here.
I don't think I have a single consistent strategy in Spleef. I basically morph my strategy depending on who I'm playing. So
Yeah, I don't really either.
My strategy in any game is basically a reaction to whoever I'm playing. So if I'm playing someone who's like Otto, who's super aggressively offensive, I have to I have to be on my toes about being defensive. And my entire,
Frog, in the
and my
meantime-
my entire strategy against Otto has to be like tracking where he is at all times, where he's about to be, and I gotta dig the snow right next to me where he's about to try to get to.
Oh, what a
Oof.
blunder there by Talon. It's 2-0 Titsensaki.
Well, if I'm playing someone...
Frog was just absolutely daring Talon to come after him there. And eventually Talon's patience wore out and we went after him, and it looks like that didn't go too well.
The third round. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
The Shadow Point start as always. Nice little arena here in Titsensaki, quite small.
Ooh,
Oh,
Frog goes down. This will not be a sweep.
Cactus
It
River-
never was
is
gonna be
too-
one.
Cactus
Never
River
was gonna be a
hanging in
sweep.
there, getting on the board.
The fourth round. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
And even if Cactus River loses this game, they will be able to lose with some self-respect, and not in the sense of meatballs where they just danced their opponents and ran away. Now Talon is settling into a defensive pattern here again, waiting for Frog to make the
And
first
Frog
move, and
makes-
Frog does,
oh, and the
and
game is
it's tied. 2
Frog
all
couldn't
here in
dance away
Tits
from
and
death
Saki.
That time, Talon manages to successfully defend against an offensive move by Frog.
The fifth round. Are you ready? We're waiting on Frog. You need to take time to do something, Frog. I'll give you a minute. Are you ready now? I assume that means yes, so...
Frog, jump up and down if you're ready. Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Of course, in this game, in this series, there have been some scheduling conflicts, as with both the other series today, which was supposed to be Salina versus Aquamarine Bay.
The conflict, the time conflict with this game was mainly with me. I wasn't feeling up to streaming earlier, but then I started feeling better, so...
Well, we're glad to have you.
And then by the time I communicated I was able to stream, Talon had already changed his plans, so we had to wait for Talon.
Alright, Frog was once again daring Talon to make the first move and come after him.
This is the same as
Now,
last time.
whether
but now
whether
they've
Talon
switched.
bites waits to be seen.
Looks like it's basically the same circumstances last time, except they've switched which side they're on.
Yeah, you could argue the trenches even look somewhat similar.
Yeah.
Alright, Frog
And it looks
is
like Frog
island.
is islanding himself.
Yep, that there is an island. I think we've got to reset. Maybe? Yep.
No.
The trench, of course, has been entrenched in the minds of MLS viewers and players since the Salina City State of Shadowpoint series some months ago. We hand it off to Scuttles Opperman for the start.
I believe this will be the sixth round, so are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Looks like Frog had a short moment of plant side lag there. Right now it looks like one of the plants from Plants vs. Zombies.
The pea shooter.
Yeah.
Right, Talon crosses the stem of the pea shooter, and Frog gives the pea shooter a bit of a longer barrel. Frog's now on the bigger end of the snow. Talon is sort of cornered there, but Frog is...
They're sort of all cornered. This field is nothing but corners.
That is fair.
This field is tiny.
This field basically...
Well, I guess it works.
This field is the minimum permissible size.
This field is made of corners. This is a corner. Oh?
Well, it is a square.
Both sides, though. That's some witchcraft.
But let's face it, this entire game is made of corners. It's based on blocks.
That's a good point right there.
The game of corners, insufferableness, and witchcraft. Spleef.
I thought I was talking about Minecraft, but Spleef works too. Now, Frog, again, egging on Talon, trying to get him to make that offensive jump, but Talon is not having it. He knows what's going to happen to him if he tries it. Frog has the proverbial high ground, and Talon knows better than to assume Frog will underestimate his power.
I would argue they both have the high, and he's out.
And we have another island. Prequel memes reference there.
How
Anyway.
do you have high ground and spleef? That's a good question.
You don't. I was trying to reference a prequel meme.
You know, JPH. You know what I really don't like? Sand. It's rough. It's coarse. It's irritating, and it gets everywhere.
Gets everywhere.
The 7th round. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
You know, after this is
And
over,
if I'm not mistaken, we are still tied 2-2.
After this is over, we should go play a big many-person spleef round at Sakar's spleef arena.
I can't. I have to
That
dip
would
out
be
at
epic.
12.
I am down for that.
That would be epic if I were not 900 miles from my computer.
The trench is back, and it kind of looks like Thanos' glove. Or, you know what? We'll call it a Derringer. Yes, a Derringer. More.
And they've just
I love how it
swapped
keeps swap. This happens a lot in Spleef.
sides.
Players will just swap sides and back and forth, kind of endlessly, because they think that doing that will make their opponent
And
go on the
Cactus
offensive.
River takes the lead.
That makes it a 3-2 lead for Talon. If he
Cactus
wins this
River-
next round,
Cactus
then there
River-
will be a game 3.
It is match point for Cactus River. If Cactus River wins this game, they stay in it, and the winner of the third game will be the winner of the quarterfinals.
Advantage, Cactus River.
Advantage.
No, not yet. You gotta
right
wait until it's
team.
3-3. No, advantage. Wolf team.
Excuse me,
Wait,
my
no.
graphics, it's the right.
Damn it. Ignore me.
Alright, the 8th round, and match point Cactus River. Are you ready? Alright, we're waiting on Frog. 3, 2, 1, go.
And as a programming note to our viewers, MBS is tentatively planning to broadcast the MLS Shovelers Cup final live on August 1st, which would actually make it the first MBS broadcast under the upcoming new graphics package, so stay tuned for that.
Whoa.
I am very excited to see that. I always
I
love
agree.
when media companies, especially sports media companies, roll out new graphics packages. They're so comfy to look at most of the time.
Yeah.
Mine's like a gradual change because I'm really trying to find what sticks.
Meanwhile,
I really
Talon
haven't.
I mean,
MBN
getting a bit of
hasn't had
confidence
anything that
going
sticks.
after Frog.
The current MBS Sports and Games graphics package has been in use since it was originally created for the 2018 Summer Olympics in Alekna Bay. And then
Let me
they
just-
were
I feel like you could have
after
whole
they were-
like Hollywood
the Highlands.
insider type
Hang on,
segment
it looks-
all about the new graphics.
Hang on, it looks like
Honestly.
Talon has forced a reset, so we'll do it again, folks.
Let me just take a moment to diss BTN Network for their very crappy football graphics.
Yeah, well, you guys are barely honest because you
They're
guys.
literally the same as Fox Sports. What are you talking about? You're basically
No,
dissing
no.
Fox Sports.
I think
Okay,
he's talking about the
anyways.
old ones,
Okay.
but anyway, that's not relevant right now.
They're literally
Ninth
the same
round.
thing unless you're talking about old ones.
Let's
Are you
go.
ready?
I'm probably talking about the older one.
Oh, that was a false start. 3.
The new ones are all the same.
Alright, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
And we're off once again. Hopefully there won't be a reset this time, although I probably just jinxed it by mentioning it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been mentioning the
Haha.
fact that I haven't dropped any frames, and I still haven't dropped any frames. So.
Talon being much more cautious this round than in previous ones.
I've dropped
It's not peak
0
internet
frames
time.
since I
Well,
started
last one.
streaming, so my internet is definitely stable right now.
Advice from the West Wing that will last through the generations: don't tempt the wrath from high atop the thing.
Julie,
The
do the
thing,
thing.
indeed. the thing.
You
I do
did the
believe
thing,
that was,
Bolin.
Frog
I
faked
do
an
believe-
attack there on Talon.
Season 4, Episode 7, Election Day.
It looks like they're having a good old-fashioned stare down over there, and Talon is limiting the avenues of attack. Although it looks like he's just
limiting the avenues
islanding
of
it
attack to
again.
0
Lovely.
by creating an official island.
At this time, I will be specking
He
Skyjumper
jinxed
Talon
it
with a
again,
coffee mug.
folks.
And
You
this
heard
is
it
the
here
point-
first.
And this is the point at which we would like to remind the players that scoring points is the objective of this game. It is a good practice.
It is a good
It's
practice
generally a
indeed.
good idea.
It's rigged, the lottery's
to try
rigged, the
to
lottery's
score
rigged.
a point
Rigged
against the
lottery.
other team.
This is a rigged lottery.
Alright.
Wait, who won?
Skelly.
Neither of
It's rigged.
them.
Bruh. If I had mine, Chad, I would join just to buy lottery tickets.
Alright, are you ready for the ninth
Oh,
round?
someone won. Who won?
Skelly won the
I
lottery.
won.
Skelly, you won.
Rigged.
Match point Cactus
Rig,
River.
rigged.
Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Like to take a
Now that he's
take
rigged, he
the
has power to
opportunity.
anybody who says he's rigged. He can just say one team won who didn't say anything.
I would like to take a second to recognize the fact that Frog just said, it's on match point, so I'm going full. Not sure what that means. They might go into berserker mode, just
Well, it's
throwing
match
caution to
point-
the wind.
It's match point, but not in his favor. So
It's match point, not in his favor, but he knows he's got another game in his back
And I love how
pocket
I'm
if he
playing like
loses.
it's
He
match
can
point for him.
he can
No,
technically
you should force
afford
3-3 because then you can say
technically, you
dupes.
could say the series is match point, but the series will always be match point after game 1 is over.
Yeah, Frog can technically afford to lose this game right now. Although I'm sure he doesn't. He by no means wants to.
If he loses
Wants
this
to
game,
force
he's gotta
3-all.
he's got to play a second game in this arena against Talon.
Talon's just kind of playing hopscotch back and
So
forth between
both-
those two
both
little
of the-
islands over there.
Both of the teams do have a dilemma right now, in that both teams want some points to be scored right now. The difference is who they want scoring those points, and it looks like neither of them is willing to risk the other team being the one to score that point.
And we've got an island. I forget. Didn't we say? I forget. Didn't we say that? Oh, what was it? That if you decide that if you do
Is
an
it the
island,
15
it's
minute?
Oh yeah, we can do the 15. We do the 15-minute rule, or that.
It's got to be
I
a
thought-
mutual agreement.
It's got to be
That's true.
mutual
Between the
agreement.
players.
Honestly, it's
I
match
would-
point. Let's just. Let
I
it
would
go.
rather not have to invoke that rule.
That's
Well,
for when the game.
Well, no,
is
no. I
like-
was
That's-
saying. I
that's
thought
for-
I thought it
that's
was
for,
a
like-
rule for it that
that's
if you
for,
island
like-
too many times, we can say it's a point for the other team. But I forget if we did that or not. So
I don't
think it was a
think we
thing
ever
in prior
did that.
seasons.
I don't think we ever did that. Okay.
I think that would have the opposite effect of what you'd want it to have, because by being able to reset the field by islanding, it sort of breaks the stalemate temporarily, as opposed to if you were punished for islanding, then there would just be big standoffs.
That is a fair point.
Are you
All
right?
right, let's get the show on the road.
It only comes up because of the
Match point
Waterville
Cactus
Winterset
River.
series.
3, 2, 1, go.
But yeah, that 15-minute thing is for, like, PMW versus Larkspur game.
Or
And
Onyx.
apparently Waterville versus Winterside game 2.
Oh yeah.
I had a 30
And
minute
apparently,
That was a-
Cactus River
that was
versus
a pain.
Cincinnati.
I'm glad I wasn't streaming one.
I'm
All right,
at,
looks like our two
15
teams are settling into their old habits once again.
I think
like to,
15 minutes has been invoked an entire times of once this season.
I think we
like
should
to-
be
And
proud
it
of
is
that.
And it is by mutual agreement, so either play.
Oh, Frog almost
Close
bit the dust.
call for Frog. That would have been a game win. for
Dancing
Talon.
around death, folks.
A rare
He did
moment of
ma-
excitement.
He did dance around death. He did avoid that.
The whole Talking
I'd like to-
Anniversary Spleef Invitational. Dancing around death.
I'd like to notify the viewers that at the top of the hour, I have to jet off.
Alrighty then.
And it looks like
Stalemate.
looks like a
Play
stalemate.
MBS,
It is still accessible for the. Both sides of the field are still accessible to each other player. Now, how
I
long
get
it will
the feeling
remain
that's gonna only last for a
so.
few seconds, and it's already an island, I think.
No, it's not. There's.
If not, then it's about to be.
It's very much
It
about
is-
to be. Now
it
it
is
is.
I only did it because you said it.
Whoa. Boy, don't do that.
Bruh.
Are you ready for
Bruh.
whatever
Yeah,
this
ready.
is?
Match, whatever. Yeah.
I'm
Ready.
so
Three,
fucking thirsty, but I can't
two-
leave my computer right now.
1, go.
And they're off again. Oh. Frog getting pretty close to Talon there. Oh, Frog making
Frog
some
going
aggressive
into full
moves,
bum
rush
dancing
mode.
Witchcraft
around
right
death
there.
yet again. They switch
What?
sides.
Frog goes in for the charge
Frog
once
is starting
again.
to play more aggressively.
Looks like Frog wants to blow this thing and go home. Or rather, tie this thing and keep playing.
Let's hide this thing and go
If he blows this thing, he has to keep playing for another game. So it looks okay. It looks like Frog is playing a little bit less aggressively than right.
Oh,
at the
don't give
start
it
of
up
that
now.
Match, but they are basically. Oh,
Frog went for
There
broke
we go.
there.
Be like the
I'm
Baltimore
tempted-
Ravens,
it
Frog.
didn't
pay
Don't
off.
give up.
It didn't pay off for him, but it didn't hurt him either. That was impressive.
He did manage to survive that defense by Cactus River, so.
Frog
Talon
in chat
charges
saying that
in.
this game is
Oh,
boring, and indeed it can be.
Close call for both of them right there. Yeah, the game-winning move Titsunsaki pulled off that last game. That's definitely going on the imaginary highlight reel. Or if I were to
We should do a highlight
Frog
reel over
If I ever
here.
actually make a highlight
probing
reel, that's gonna
Talon's
be on the
Island
highlight
over
reel.
there.
Or you know what? Whenever I need like short 5-second clips of generic MLS footage for promotional use, that's the clip that I'm gonna use.
Talon
Alright, thank you
charges.
so much for
Should be this sounds like a
broadcasting me
broadcaster's consortium,
losing.
man.
Have a little faith, Talon.
Oh. Well, you did get to the playoffs, and you did beat Rockham to get to the quarterfinals, so. And you are currently in the
Talon
lead.
This is
charges
the
in.
Cinderella story we may have seen yesterday.
Oh.
We may have almost
Incredibly
seen it anyway.
close there. That's the witchcraft story, if I may. Frank Sinatra should be.
I'm literally
rolling around in
talking
his
about
grave
this
right
blind.
now.
I'm literally talking about this blind. I don't really care.
Those fingers in my hand.
Oh. Frog makes a bit of a risky move right there.
Well, just about any move you could possibly make at this stage of the of this round is a risky one.
And
It looks like Talon is playing the safe route and islands himself.
And there we go. And since I don't imagine a point being scored anytime soon, I'm going to briefly fix the camera at a spot where the entire field is visible and go get a glass of water. So if,
All right, then we'll take
if
take over
if
for you.
if somehow they manage to end the game before I get back, then I apologize for the dead air we will have for a little bit.
Oh, I can keep it. I can keep the air alive. Don't worry. Between Elite and me, we'll be fine.
Mumble makes the air alive.
It's a
I'm
Cinderella
just going
story,
to
baby.
assume that when I get back, the score will not have changed. So I'm just going to keep the camera trained on the whole.
You know what? It wouldn't surprise me at
Well,
all.
let's find out, shall we?
Alright, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
And the shadow point start as always, and we're off in this very small arena here in Titsunsaki. Looks like Frog is going to make the offensive move, charging very
Sick.
close call there, very close call there. Skyjumper Hillian is rather defensive. He has a 1-point lead to sit on. Very close call there. More witchcraft. Frank Sinatra is definitely rolling around in his grave right now.
Wait, he died?
Yes, he's been dead for a long time.
He's been
Anyway,
dead since '98.
anyway, yeah, he's been dead longer than I've been alive, and that's saying something because I am an old fart compared to most of the people on this server. Anyway, I mean, 21 is an old fart compared to most of the server. 21 is an old fart. Only how
Lag.
many years?
That's 21
Lag.
and old fart.
Lag. The lag is here.
No, 21. I mean,
That's
compared
21
to the general player base on this server, I would say it probably is.
I've only got 6 years below you.
If you can boost it up, you're old.
Ah.
This is a
You're
very...
older, but are you old? Question mark.
All right, it looks like
Back
we've got a
from
very
my-
Swiss cheese field going on out here.
I'm back.
The round hasn't ended.
From my dehydration, or from my hydration, and I assume the score has not changed.
No, it has
It
not.
has
The
not
round
changed.
hasn't even ended yet. The round that
barely
started
even
when you
begun.
left hasn't ended. Exactly.
Begin the
No era was dead in this stream. Ha.
Yes,
Oh,
between
Frog
my Jim
getting
Harbaugh
chased
jokes and,
away.
Valkorian.
And is Talon gonna go for it? No, he is not. That would have been something if he had.
Still 0 dropped frames this whole stream. Much better than
This
even
is
during-
getting
during
intense
the
here.
Seriously, I
Faking
feel like you're just gonna drop 1,000 as you fade to the closing shot.
Well, that's what was happening in the GSM. It was like the speed drops
Meanwhile,
to
Talon
0.
charges in. Oh,
Oh!
he spleefs himself, and this game is tied.
No.
3
my.
all. Dude,
That
Deuce.
means, and that
I
mean-
was
and
dying
that means,
to say that.
and that means if anybody's gonna win, they've got to score 2 more points.
Deuce.
Alright.
Now,
Well,
I
Skelly,
believe
oh,
we are.
like it.
I believe we are past the 15-minute rule.
And believe it or not, now that I have just drank some water, I actually have to go pee, so I'll be back again.
Skelly, if you don't mind,
you
I'd like
want-
to,
Okay.
Someone
If
confess,
they want
Kitty,
to, then they
God.
can, but obviously it's not. They're not agreeing to it, and as I said, I'd rather not invoke it for a playoff game. So,
That is fair.
I think it's better
Skelly.
to invoke it for playoff games
all
generally.
right, are you
no
ready
matter
for
what,
this
no matter
round?
what.
wait, Skelly, can I finish it off because I have to go in like 6 minutes and I want to shoot off the bow.
Sure.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's me again. Are you ready? Both players have indicated to me that they are ready. 3, 2, 1. Spleefer up. We're off again here in Tits and Socks.
Love the phrase.
Oh, Frog
offensive
is
move by
going
Frog,
for
very
broke.
close. We're at deuce here.
And
Oh,
Yes.
and the score is
Talon
Talon
am.
falls.
Yes, I am.
Frog takes the lead. Frog takes the 4-3 lead. It's match point in favor of Titsensaki.
Match point. Should I take this one?
Sure, if you'd like elite.
Yeah, I'll just finish up till 12. Both players have indicated that they are ready. 3, 2. Skyjumper, you might want to stop. Get the shovel out, man.
Nah,
Three.
let me do it.
3, 2, 1, go. And I have no idea what Skyjumper was doing there, but well, he did it.
Alright, I'm back. Has the score changed from 3 to 2?
Yes, it has. It's 4-3 Titsensaki.
4-3.
Yeah, that last round was about as quick as the past 7 or so were long. Talon is sort of rounded off a corner over there for himself, and he is in no mood to press his luck right now.
This
After a
reporter
couple
like
of
Definitely doesn't
costly
want to.
blunders.
It's match point.
It's
this
match
reporter
point
would like
in
to
favor of Cactus River. It is now match point in favor of Titsensaki. So if Titsensaki scores the next
4-3.
point, the series is over.
This reporter would like to politely ask both players to, please finish this game up so I can yell, down goes Frazier, Auburn wins the football game, and all
Hey.
the other good ones before 12:05 p.m. AM Eastern Standard
Oh,
Time.
Oh, that
Oh,
was
he's
a
got-
close call right
he's
there
got
for
8
Frog.
minutes.
Talon almost got him. Now Talon going in on
And
the
that's
attack,
the game.
and
I'm so
Auburn's gonna
mad,
win the
dude.
football game. Auburn's
I'm
gonna win
so
the football
mad.
game. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier. The score.
You should have
the
dapped that
score
first
is
sleeve.
5-3 in favor of Titsensaki.
Titsensaki.
This is the MLS on MBS.
Titsensaki sweeps the series 2-0. That's a 5-3 win in the second game, Titsensaki's home game, which means that Titsensaki is going on to the semifinals. Cactus River will not advance further. Titsensaki will play either Aquamarine Bay or Salina in the semifinal. Who Tits and Saki will be playing will be determined by the next quarterfinal that will be broadcasting tomorrow at 5 p.m. GMT. We also tomorrow will be broadcasting the quarterfinals between Winterside and Peripotamia, which will decide who will go on to the semifinal against the city-state of Catania. So that's the remaining 2 quarterfinal games, both live tomorrow on MBS, and then on August 1st, the following weekend, we're planning to have the semifinals. One of the games will be live on MBS, one will be live on MBN, and we'll have the final live on August 1st, tentatively, subject to change. For now, I'm Kitty Catwoman231 from MBS Sports and Games in Tits and Saki. Thank you for joining us.